Hello vinyl community and anyone else watching this. I am back with a recent finds video. I've got quite a stack. I'm going to try to move quick. Most of it's fairly new, so there's not a lot of used or labels to show or anything like that. But before I start, I wanted to just first of all, wish Chris over at Dixieland Farm a speedy recovery. He's had total knee replacement surgery and doing well from all accounts, but I just wish him well, and I hope you have a speedy recovery, Chris. You're a huge asset to the VC. And also, I'm recording this even later than I usually do. Because I've changed jobs, and that's one of the reasons I haven't been around that much. I am now working nights, like overnights. So it's my second day off, and it's the middle of the night, and I'm up because that's what I will be doing now. And the job's better. I'm not going to be so angry and hateful all the time. So it's a good thing. So I'm really, really happy about that. And that's about it. I'm just going to start now. Hope everybody's doing well. I've been watching a lot of videos when I can. Still having major problems. I was pretty much caught up on my comments, and then my internet went down for about almost a week. So I'm way behind again. Sorry about that. But I will catch up. Alright. So I'm going to start with one or two of these I may have shown before. I hope I didn't, but if I did, I apologize for that. Start off with Stop, Drop, and Roll by the Foxboro Hot Tubs. And if you don't know about these guys, this is Green Day. Just doing a garage rock album. Basically, it's Green Day. It's Green Day with one other guy, and I forget who he is. And anyway, it's really good. It's fun. It's a contemporary garage album, and it doesn't really sound a whole lot like Green Day, and that's not a bad thing. But it did put me in a Green Day mood, which you will see towards the end of this video. Foxboro Hot Tubs. Good album if you're in the garage. I couldn't resist this. The Hollies. I think it's just self-titled. I never even noticed. No, it's Evolution. Anyway, this has been put out by Sundazed, and it's a reissue, of course, and it's got both the mono and stereo versions, which is really cool. And the reason I really wanted it was it's got, no, I'm not going to remember the name of the song, Have You Ever Loved Somebody, which they wrote for the Searchers. Their version is on here. And this is one album where I actually prefer the stereo over the mono. But Hollies, Evolution on Sundazed. Ron showed this, I believe, over at Hog's Ear Report. I'm pretty sure it was Ron. This is an Australian garage, actually a New Zealand garage comp. It came out in the mid-'80s. And it's really good, and he heard it on his show, and I went and looked for one, and I found one, unbelievably. It doesn't have any writing on the cover. It's just, I don't even know if it has a title, but it's New Zealand Garage Comp, and it is an original, and you can tell that pretty easily. Label looks the same as cover. It's on green vinyl, so it's definitely an original, and very happy to have this. It's really good. It's garage and psych, and it's kind of an awesome album. It comes with an insert that tells you a bit about it. It's hard to figure out what tracks are what, but other than that, it's really good, and I'm really, really pleased to have gotten that. So thank you, Ron, for making that video. It was a few videos ago and showing that, because I can't believe I found one. Actually, it's a pretty rare record. Okay. This arrived at my doorstep today. The new Ray Davies Americana. I've heard a couple tracks from this, I've heard really great reviews of it, and can't wait to get into it. It's a 2-record set. Of course, Ray Davies, lead singer of the Kinks. It's about his touring of America with the Kinks, and looking forward to it. I did play this. I will talk a minute about this. Picked this up today as well. The new Chuck Berry, the last Chuck Berry. Chuck, I really like this record. Believe it or not, Jamaica Moon is probably about my least favorite track. It's a remake, sort of Havana Moon. I did like side 1, for the most part, better than side 2. Although my 2 favorite tracks might be Dutchman and Eyes of Man. The last 2 tracks are sort of bluesy, philosophical, weird things. Comes with a nice book. Check out Matt. I'm trying to remember what he calls himself. Watched his video today, and I can't. Matthew Street. Check his channel out. He did a really good review of this. But I was at Borders today, and they had the white vinyl version of the new Chuck Berry album. So, and it wasn't any more than I could have found it online for. So I was going to order it, and picked it up. Comes in a nice black sleeve and white vinyl pressing. Comes with a download card. Comes with a book that's got pictures and things. Again, check Matthew's channel out. He did a really nice review of it. Comes with a download card, a little ad to get other stuff. And really, really good album, and I highly recommend it. Speaking of Chuck Berry, Chuck Berry, The Chess Years. This just has a few songs on it that aren't on the Great 28. And well, even before he passed, I've always been a huge Chuck Berry fan. So I picked this up at a really good price. It'll be minty, it'll sound great, and looking forward to digging into that. We're going to do some rock and roll now. Johnny Burnett and the Rock and Roll Trio. I believe this is their first album on Wax Time. We'll always throw in a couple of bonus tracks. There's your set list there. It's got Rock Therapy on it, Honey Hush, Lonesome Train, Rockabilly Boogie's on here. Almost everything that you know by the Rock and Roll Trio is on here. And Wax Time pressings always sound pretty good. Jerry Lee Lewis, the Sun Singles on red vinyl. Haven't opened it yet, but it will be on red vinyl. And this is on Knot Records. They do an alright job too. I don't think as good as Wax Time, to be honest. But again, I got it for a good price. And I gotta love some Jerry Lee. Carl Perkins, almost the same thing. Only, as far as I know, this is not on colored vinyl. Set list right there. Link Ray on Ace. And this is a reissue of this album that came out in the very early 60s, I believe, but possibly very late 50s. But I think this is very early 60s. It's really a collection of singles, but it did come out as an album. Try Me, James Brown and His Fabulous Flames. I pick up Brown reissues whenever I find them cheap, or cheapish. And I didn't have Night Train, it turned out, on vinyl, and I really wanted it. And it's here as a bonus track. So, James Brown. B.B. King, The Blues, limited edition on gold vinyl. And I picked it up because it has How Blue Can You Get on it. And I always wanted that on vinyl, never had it. Early B.B. King. Junior Wells, 53 to 63 sides. This is put out by Wax Time as well. And this has Messing with the Kid. Of course, the Blues Brothers would cover that. Awesome Junior Wells. The Zombies. I have so many Zombies collections, but I can never pass them up. This one looks really nice. The Zombies, Time of the Season. 2-record set. There's your track listing. It's got some things not on the Time of the Zombies. And 180 gram vinyl, nice heavy record, really cool picture. Good stuff. Listen to this today, The Gruesomes. Great garage band out of Canada. This came out in 1987 originally. This is a reissue of I've got number 405 of 500. I don't know if you can see that. And I listened to this today, and this is one of the best garage rock albums I've ever heard, especially of the second generation, the 80s. This thing just kicks butt. It's clean sounding, which is weird, but it's not too clean sounding. And it's got just enough hooks, and the vocals are growly. And this does come with a poster, but I'm not going to show you because it's exactly the album cover. So there you go, Gruesomania, The Gruesomes. This is an awesome album. If you're into garage rock, try to track this down. This is really good. The Satelliters, Where Do We Go? I don't know much about this band. I should have looked it up. But promises to be good. And there's your track listing there. And again, I don't know much about this band at all. Again, Garage Revival. And on Dionysus, and it's going to be on colored vinyl. No idea what color. Again, I'm trying to get through this quickly, so I'm not going to open it right now. The Raining Sound, Too Much Guitar. Now, I know this band from Little Steven's Underground Garage. They're a favorite of his. And don't know anything from this album, though. But I will be finding out. Again, really good contemporary garage. What this is. I couldn't pass this up. I saw this and I said I gotta get this. Turban Renewal. This is a tribute to Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs by all kinds of people, including Jackie and the Cedrics. Now I watched, now I'm working overnight so I won't be able to see it anymore, a public domain movie show called The Dark Vault of Public Domain with Uncle Pete, and he showed a video by Rockety Naki, and it was great. And he's in the Cedrics, it turns out. So I've become a huge Cedrics fan. Originally, Randy over Dead Wax 66 turned me on to the Cedrics, but I've gotten a couple of 45 since, which I left in the other room. I'll show them in my next recent finds. And you probably won't be able to see that, but there's your set list. Bunches of cool people on this, including the Liars. I bought it because Jackie and the Cedrics are on it, and it's a tribute to Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, for God's sakes. And look at that cover. And the Brood, oh my God, what did the Brood do? Love Me Like Before. That was my favorite from this. Freaking awesome garage. Finally found a copy of this at a really good price. Joan Jett, The First Sessions. This came out a couple of record store days ago. It was supposed to be very limited, blah blah blah. Everybody online wants a huge price for it. I got it for about $8, shipped. So, very happy to finally get Joan Jett, The First Sessions. And Joan Jett's latest album, Unvarnished. I've heard this isn't that great, but I love Joan and I'll get anything I can get by Joan. And again, got it cheap. So, very, very happy about that. ABBA's very first album. Now, why would I buy a reissue of ABBA's very first album? Because it's the European version, and it has the original Swiss version of Waterloo on it, which is why I really wanted it. So, Waterloo sung in Swedish. ABBA's first album. 180 gram reissue of Tommy James and the Shondells. I have 2 copies of this album, and they're both beat. And again, I got this at a really good price. And no gatefold, not that stupid inner gatefold, whatever you call those things, to deal with. They did a nice job recreating the label. So, 180 gram vinyl. Best of Tommy James and the Shondells. I'm not even sure. Friday Music put this out, so it's going to be a good pressing. Again, Friday Music, the Todd album, Todd Rundgren. I used to be a bigger Todd fan than I am now, but again, this was really, really cheap. Couldn't pass it up. Gatefold, 2-record set. This was like $10, maybe even less. Maybe it was 8. It's on Warner Brothers, which is really weird. I'm pretty sure the original wasn't. Pretty sure it would have been on Bearsville, I think. Anyway, Todd. The Sire Machine turns you up. This is a British promo of stuff on Sire Records. And it's got the Ramones on it, the Paley Brothers, Richard Hell, DMZ, the Dead Boys, Undertones, Flamin' Groovies, Patti Smith, Radio Birdman, Tough Darts. Pretty good, interesting, punky kind of comp. And on Sire Records, very, very happy to track this down. And a few more here. Got these at a decent price from the UK actually. Green Day, Uno. There's a place in the UK that will ship for free. Takes a while to get here, but Green Day, Uno. Dose. Dose was supposed to be the second Foxborough Hot Tubs album, but they just did it as a Green Day album instead. And that's what got me on to Uno, Deuce, and guess what's coming next. So I really wanted to hear Dose. So I picked them all up. And Trey, of course. And there's Trey right there. So the 3 Green Day albums, back to form kind of thing, at least the first 2 are. Picked up a copy of this. I didn't know if it was a reissue or what. Got it online. Still in shrink. Thought it would even be sealed, but it wasn't. Ringo's, I didn't even stop and take the time to smell the roses LP, but it's unplayed. It's mint unplayed in shrink. So, happy to have that. And these last 2 I may have shown before, and if I did, I'm sorry. Chrissie Hynde, Stockholm album, her first solo LP ever. And it's going to be on colored vinyl split, but it doesn't tell me what colors. And again, I'm trying not to make this too long, so I'm not going to show it. There's the set list. Of course, Chrissie with the Pretenders. And I know I've shown this before, but in case you didn't want to watch the video, I did pick up the latest Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It's as great as everybody says it is. Pick it up if you're a Beatle fan. You need this. The outtakes are great. Pressing is great. The sound quality is just phenomenal. My go-to version of Sgt. Pepper now is the new 50th anniversary. So pick it up. Well, I did it fairly quickly. I'm pretty happy with that. So I hope everybody out there is doing well. Again, Chris, I hope you're doing well. Keep spirits up. And hope everybody out there is well. Hope everybody had a good Father's Day. A good weekend, all that kind of stuff. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Oh, and check out my podcast, snapcracklepop.podomatic.com. We just had our 200th episode, so I'm very, very proud of that. So check that out, and I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for watching, everybody.